So XRP is a very unique currency. It is standalone at the top, in my opinion. Unlike Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, its main goal is to settle value, any means of value, instantly for under a penny. So, you know, when you buy something at a grocery store, you'll still pay merchant fees. That's pretty instant, but if you're going to send or receive money from the US here in Australia, a few $1,000, you'll pay a flat SWIFT fee, which might cost you X%. It's actually quite Xy, and it's going to take you 3 days. So the most simple framework initially is to just look at it as a mechanism for instant settlement. And that was their original thesis. It's branched off into many other realms that actually will drive more value, in my opinion, like settling the back end of the stock market, tokenizing houses, tokenizing commodities, all those sorts of things, because that's the key. It is the ultimate settlement layer for value, and nothing else can do it. You go, oh, well, why can't Bitcoin do it? Bitcoin doesn't have a few things in its tech stack. One being the DEX. So one of the most infamous, underutilized components of the tech stack in XRP is the DEX, which is the decentralized exchange. And what that does, and you can see it in some videos that Chris Larson shows, where he actually settles Bitcoin for under a penny and under a second, but it's run across XRP rails. He did this in a demo about 10 years ago. This is doable because in the end game, when you've got billions of dollars worth of real estate, billions of dollars worth of commodities, stocks, currency, all pooled within the XRPL, so the technology, a suitor, or a transaction, I should say, can take place at any value. So we can talk trillions of dollars as well. And the XRPL will draw liquidity, the liquidity needs from the DEX in real time to ensure that that $1 trillion transaction goes through. Nothing else can do that. Nothing else has this, it's called the rippling algorithm. So the rippling algorithm is kind of the backbone of the DEX, and that is what facilitates that process. The other layers to this from a practical standpoint for the listeners, because a lot of that might go over your head, is this notion of why do you get paid fortnightly or monthly? No one ever questions that. The main reason is because there's so much back end that's associated with payday, from accountants, from tax, from super, from payroll. All of that is layers upon layers upon layers of necessary inefficiencies, but now they're not necessary because blockchain essentially is just one big accounting mechanism that can seamlessly address those problems. So in a perfect world, pretty soon you'll be able to have your money streamed to you daily. I think that will happen. And that can happen through, probably a lot of different tokens, but that's maybe more of a point to make towards why we're moving so quickly towards this world, because there are so many of these deficiencies. That's a consumer level kind of retail day-to-day example. You can only imagine with SWIFT, the network that runs the backbone of international cross-border payments, how it is very, very inefficient. Days to settle and costs a lot of money to do it. And that's really the crux of the problems that this technology is trying to effectively solve.